kid. Climb.
Texas, the Lone Star State.
So this is our very first video. Yeah, very first on gameplay, I guess. On Jacob and Monty Gaming. What do you want from me?
Everything.
95 degrees in sunny North Beach, where the sand is hard and the flamingos are pinker.
So we are going to react to the Jurassic World trailer. We're going to have so much fun. Are you guys ready?
Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you all
on the flip side.
"2012 was the year that started it all for us. Monty and I began filming videos with my old iPod Touch of all things, and we would just go on random adventures every Friday. We were majorly influenced by Tobuscus and Smosh at the time, and our content clearly reflected that.
Alright, Jacob has hiccups and he's pouring me root beer. We have breadsticks and pizza. Oh, pizza.
Breadsticks were free.
Because we got a black ball! So for those
what?
aren't the black balls.
What? She took it.
She took the black
Took
ball?
our black ball.
The first video we made that actually got some traction was called Duct-Tape Mummy. Now in this video, we wrapped Monty's stepbrother up in duct tape and had him jump on a trampoline. And he ended up peeing himself during the video, and people seemed to find that very funny. I know we certainly did.
You serious? Let me go pee, man.
It's okay. You already went. You might as well just finish.
But it's just warm inside. It's like a cocoon.
But after getting our feet wet in the YouTube world, so to speak, we were ready to try our hand at something a little more creative and challenging. We wanted to transition from a vlogging channel to a comedy skit channel. And we made this transition through a video called Kidnapped by a Crazed Fan. See, what was fun about this video is it started out like all our previous vlogging videos until we ran across a stranger named Ted. It was at this point that the video took a turn into a more scripted format, in a way symbolizing our channel's move from vlogs to more scripted content. And this new direction changed everything for us. Every Friday, we released a new skit ranging from Facebook parodies to our own original movie trailers, which would go on to become a staple on our channel even to this day. In 2012, I also started my personal vlog channel, which is the channel that now houses all of our videos, but more on that later. And we started a gaming channel known as Jacob and Monty Gaming. We also had several regulars at the time who would come in and help us with our videos. Shannon, Jamie, Michelle, Emmy, my dad, and some of our other friends would commonly join us when we needed extra actors for our videos. Monty and I became known around our high school as the YouTube guys, which was actually pretty neat for us, and we ended up growing this YouTube channel as part of our senior project. But we'll go more into that when we review 2013. Man, so much has changed since we started making videos in 2012. But in a lot of ways, things have roughly stayed the same. Sure, the quality of our videos has vastly improved, thank goodness for that, but we still try to maintain the same spirit of excitement and whimsy that we had when it all started 7 years ago. Now, 2012 will always be an incredibly special time in my life. Watching through these old videos reminded me of all the great times we had when filming and creating these silly videos with our friends. Not only was 2012 a special year for me personally, but when it came to the videos themselves, they laid the groundwork for what our channel would become going into the future. 2013 in many ways was simply a continuation of what we had already established in the previous year. We continued on with more comedy skits, movie trailers, and with even more help from our friends than we had before. Monty and I used every opportunity possible to make videos for our school projects. We made a movie trailer out of Hamlet for my English class, and we used the managing of our YouTube channel as our senior project, culminating in the making of Infection, which was a zombie movie trailer that we felt at the time was our greatest effort yet. 2013 also saw the launch of Jacob and Monty 2, a secondary channel which called back to our vlogging roots, where we would do random things and take the camera along for the ride, now in high definition, which was a big deal for us at the time. We also created part 2 of our last Pokemon movie trailer series, as well as Murder Me Elmo, which was one of our most popular videos at the time. What do you want from me? Everything! We also hit 5,000 subscribers on our main channel this year, and we couldn't have been more blown away when we reached that milestone. On a personal note, 2013 saw a lot of changes for the two of us. We graduated high school, started college, we saw relationships begin and end, begin and end, begin and end again, all while trying to maintain a steady schedule and quality content. Throughout this time, we continued with our gaming channel with the new moniker Flipsider Games, and we found that these Let's Plays were actually some of our favorite content to create and release to our community.
Did you ever see that movie Hide and Seek?
I've played it.
But of course, we did our best to stay creative with some of our other ideas, such as making a short silent movie, smashing eggs on our heads, which at the time was still a novel concept. Oh, they were both wrong! And of course, making our movie trailers as previously stated in this segment. Another milestone for us was getting featured in the RPM Recap. This was a YouTube network we were affiliated with at the time, and being publicly recognized by them was pretty cool for us. But 2013, in many ways, saw the end of phase 1 of our YouTube journey. The year saw the departure of many regulars featured in our channel, and Monty and I both began working real jobs. We started realizing how difficult it could be to maintain what we had started back in high school. But we were determined to continue down the path that we were on. "2014 saw the beginning of a changing landscape for us. This was the year that Jacob and Monty became Flipsider Films, and it also saw Monty begin to take slightly more of a backseat role as he became increasingly busy with school and his relationship that was going on at the time. I was also in this bizarre on-again, off-again relationship that would span over the next 3 years, so suffice it to say, scheduling time for weekly videos became somewhat trickier for us. That certainly doesn't mean that we didn't try, however. We still made some of what I consider to be our best movie trailers. And we ended up making a lot of gaming videos, hundreds of them. We found that the gaming videos were not only incredibly fun for us to make, but they were also the videos that most easily fit around our schedules. We went through several Let's Plays.
We've beat her before.
Hey, you're hot, but who are you?
But who are you?
We made a handful of achievement guides.
There's the achievement for 5 gamer score.
Show off.
That took us 2 hours for 5 gamer score.
Yeah, it's great.
And we even made a few bizarre machinimas as well. But we still found ways to get some comedy skits out on our main channel, even if they weren't as consistent as the years prior. When Monty wasn't available, my dad was a huge help when it came to putting together some of the skits that we had planned out. The one video that sticks out to me from this year, though, was called How to Train Your Boyfriend. I made this video with the on-again, off-again girlfriend I had at the time, and it involved me getting tased way too many times.
And I don't have to do chores anymore.
The video turned out great though, so I suppose it was all worth it in the end. A couple of big things happened in 2014. I turned 20, I started Reflect, and we surpassed 1 million views on our main channel, which was such an exciting accomplishment for us. But the biggest thing that happened in 2014 didn't even really take effect until 2017. See, we made this video where we gave the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park voices. It was just something I did when I was bored one day. It was a video Monty and I had discussed doing for almost a year, and eventually I just decided to do it. And I did it in about the span of 3 hours. But We'll revisit this video in 3 years as it ended up having a monumental effect on our channel. All in all, 2014 saw some changes for our channels. Our content started to lean more towards Let's Plays and vlogs and away from some of the more complex videos we were used to making. However, in late 2014, we began production on a video that would later become my favorite video that we have ever created. 2015 started out with a bang. After several months of work, we had finally completed the conclusion to our last Pokemon movie trailer series. To this day, it is my favorite video that we've ever made, and I'm so happy with the way it turned out. See, at the time, I wasn't really sure how much longer I'd be making YouTube videos, at least on that scale. So I poured my heart and soul into this project in order to go out with one last hurrah, so to speak. Of course, we did end up making more movie trailers after this, but at the time, that reality was pretty uncertain. 2015 saw even more changes for us. I started working 2 jobs, and I honestly was really stressed out with my relationship at the time, which became a huge distraction to me. Regardless of some of this uncertainty though, Monty and I continued on making primarily gaming videos. We did make a couple of skits this year, one of which was a really fun video to make.
My name is Chaz Kinstroff.
And I'm Vladimir Kinstroff.
And we're ghost hunters.
Professional ghost hunters.
And brothers.
We are going to teach you how to catch ghosts.
Today.
Tonight.
But really, we focused our efforts on our Flipsider Games channel. 2015 is really what I would consider to be the golden year of Flipsider Games. Monty and I really hit our stride when it came to making these Let's Plays. Our commentary was sharp, and I think we created some of the funniest videos that we've ever made.
Oh, I started shooting a Wookiee.
Dude, Wookiee mistake. Oh, whoa, how did everyone bolt in front of me?
Well, you just gotta know how to work it.
Oh, well, thanks.
Go!
What's a foot doctor? I think it's
kind of weird because a kid doctor is a pediatrician.
Yeah, it's a podiatrist, I think.
And that root is foot.
Good job, Jacob.
However, aside from the gaming content, we really didn't make very many videos for our main channel, Flipsider Films. At this point, we had turned our full attention to our gaming channel as we ended up with over 750 videos on Flipsider Games by the end of the year. But even though we weren't posting a lot on our main channel, I recorded tons of vlogs for my personal channel. I took a trip to Murrieta to see some friends, I took my then girlfriend and her sister to Disneyland, I turned 21, and I went on a work trip to Las Vegas.
But then there's stairs. There's freaking stairs in this room. Why is there stairs in a hotel? I don't know, but it's super cool.
But towards the end of the year, another change began to brew. See, I came to a realization that our content, specifically our gaming content, was starting to stray away from the family-friendly content I always intended on creating. I always strived to create God-honoring content, but our videos were actually starting to get pretty far away from that. See, for every video that was fun and completely clean, there was another video that was mired in innuendos and inappropriate storytelling. This resulted in a lot of self-reflection as we came to a close of 2015, and that reflection sparked a move that would completely change what our presence on YouTube looked like. "2016 in many ways is the year that I wish I could forget. I really shouldn't say that because I learned more about life in this year than in any other year in my life, but it was a painful year personally for me, and that reality played a big part in the directions of our channels this year. See, the year started off with a trip to Orlando with my girlfriend and her family. Ironically, it was on this trip that my relationship with her ended, and this time for good.
And I'm not really sure where I'm going to go from this and what direction I'm headed.
After I returned home from that trip, to say I handled the aftermath of what happened poorly would be an understatement. Now, remember how I was talking about our content veering away from family-friendly content? Well, after everything that had just happened, there came a tipping point for this issue in the form of Murder Me Elmo 2. This was a sequel to the movie trailer Monty and I made many years ago, but the concept of this video was just campy, silly fun. But the beginning of this video was wildly inappropriate. So much so that I ended up taking the video down 2 days after it was uploaded, and we shot an entirely new beginning to the video before re-uploading it. This reality caused me to take a step back and seriously reevaluate what the heck I was doing and where I'd let my standards fall to. After this, I stopped making videos for a while, except for vlogs. In fact, I created more vlogs in 2016 than any other year I've been on YouTube. And I'm so glad I did, because looking back, I can really start to appreciate all the ups and downs I had to go through in 2016 to get to where I am today. But after taking some time off from producing videos for Flipsider Films and Flipsider Games, I made the huge decision to simply delete the Flipsider Games channel. See, I knew there was content on there I thought was inappropriate, but at this point there was over 1,000 videos on the channel, and it would have taken too long to comb through every video to delete the ones that crossed the line. Then, even if I did delete the inappropriate videos, now there's gonna be huge gaps in between episodes in a series, so I just decided to wipe the whole thing. Several months later though, Flipsider Games did return, but in a different way. No longer would the gaming videos have their own channel. All of our gaming videos would now be uploaded onto Flipsider Films, and they would be heavily edited. We stopped doing full playthroughs of games and instead would release 20 to 40 minute videos highlighting the best moments from a play session in a particular game.
Okay, we got him?
All right, let's go.
Take him up. Hey, sweetheart. We got you
Who's the best man?
a fish.
Along with the change of content on our main channel though, Monty and I also changed the name of the channel to Laugh.
So look, we're gonna be putting all of our videos on one channel now.
Yeah, all of our videos are gonna go on one channel now.
One channel. Count them. One.
Flipsider Films, Flipsider Games, other things.
Other third.
We're all gonna put it onto
generic. I don't know.
the Laugh channel.
Yes.
Or
and that's
Loft. If you want to say it wrong, that's fine
yeah,
too.
you can be stupid. It's up to you.
We're merging them all together because it's been several times, Monty. I don't know if you knew this.
Several times.
When we were making a video, we're like, what channel do we put this on? Because
Yeah.
it's gaming related, and it's live action. It's cold.
However, that didn't last too long. After taking the beginning of the year to kind of reset, we ended up making a fair amount of content in 2016. We made more gaming videos, a couple of movie trailers, and of course I was uploading very regularly to my vlog channel. But then some more life happened to us and Monty ended up moving to the East Coast. After this happened, I questioned whether or not I would ever make any videos other than vlogs. With Monty gone for good, I didn't have anyone else to film with, and honestly, I was just kind of worn out over all the changes our channels had gone through over the past few years. But the year wasn't done yet. I ended up making a couple more dumb life decisions before ending the year in a better place, but I'm not going to go into the details of that here, as it's all in my vlogs from 2016. But suffice it to say, I had become someone I swore I'd never become. And it wasn't until I fully turned my life back to Christ that things stopped spinning around me. But that's not to say 2016 was all bad. I got my braces off, I got LASIK eye surgery so I no longer had to wear glasses, and I was able to take my family to Disneyland, which was awesome. But all in all, 2016 was rough. Due to everything I mentioned, plus having to get a colonoscopy and getting fired from my job at the time. So as much as I'd like to forget 2016, it was perhaps the most important year of my life when it came to shaping who I am today. And going into 2017, I had a renewed sense of purpose and enthusiasm, which would directly translate to my YouTube channels. If you told me at the start of 2017 what was going to happen this year, I wouldn't have ever believed you. See, 2017 was one big surprise after another, and not just in my personal life, but with our YouTube channels as well. So at the beginning of the year, my focus was still primarily on making vlogs until I got a surprise call that Monty was moving back home after moving away in the middle of 2016. He had bought a car while he was back east though, so I flew across the country to meet him and then we drove home together. With Monty back home, we actually got back to making videos again. We made loads of new Let's Plays and live action videos as well, but in May of this year, my life would take the biggest turn yet. On May 26th, I went on my first date with this girl named Sarah. Little did I know at the time that by the end of the year, this amazing girl would become my wife and an integral part of our YouTube channel, but more on that later. For now, Monty and I were hard at work trying to make the best new content possible for our channel. It had been over a year since we had wholeheartedly been making content for our main YouTube channel, so we both felt refreshed and excited to be making videos again. Out of this excitement came a couple of pretty unique ideas. We made 2 new movie trailers, a reboot of our Minecraft trailer from 2013.
Are you with me?
Until the end.
Well, there goes nothing.
And we also made a movie trailer for Uncharted. A cold. I got the map.
I assume you asked nicely.
Slowly. I'm always nice.
Was Nikolai there?
Yeah, and he seemed real happy to see me.
Another video we finally got around to doing was a comedy music video of all things, poking fun at how sad all Disney movies are. But of course, the biggest series of videos we did this year was the continuation of our If Dinosaurs and the Jurassic Park movies could talk. At this point, the original If Dinosaurs and Jurassic Park could talk video had amassed over 1 million views, so we figured, why not do the rest of the films? But the main reason we hadn't made these videos up to this point is because we couldn't monetize them due to the copyright claims that were placed on these videos, but we decided to proceed anyway and just see where that would take us. Well, we were pretty shocked with what happened. After releasing these videos, our channel began to grow like crazy. We couldn't believe that after all these years of making the most creative content we could, that it was the videos of talking dinosaurs that had caused our channel to grow at an exponential rate. After this, we started making more dubs and more videos geared towards this dinosaur-themed content. We made a series of these dinosaurs reacting to new trailers, and we even made a video in a blow-up Rexy costume. But here's the thing. This turn towards dinosaur content wasn't exactly what Monty and I had hoped for when we started making YouTube videos. Although I was ready to embrace the change, Monty started to lose interest as the year came to a close. Coupled with the idea that Sarah and I were about to get married, which would mean that Monty and I would now be living nearly an hour apart, and not to mention Monty was becoming increasingly busy with his schoolwork, we made the decision to part ways. Now there was no argument, no resentment. Monty simply came to the conclusion that he was ready to move past making the YouTube videos. And so, I took over the sole ownership of the channel. It was definitely a big change. But as the year came to a close, Sarah and I set our wedding vows, moved to Reno, and I made one final decision regarding our YouTube channels that would change our presence on YouTube into what it is today. When 2018 began, I found myself in a much different place than I had ever been in before. I now had a wife that I needed to care for, as well as more bills to pay. Sarah and I were working long hours at the time, and for the first several weeks of our marriage, I found that when I was home, I was spending way too much time working on YouTube videos, as opposed to spending time with her. My YouTube channels were simply dominating too much of my time, and I felt that my time could be used much more effectively. Also, the YouTube channels were really my thing. And being married, I wanted something that could be our thing. There were a couple of other things that went into this decision, but in the end, I decided to delete my main YouTube channel. We had just crossed over 40,000 subscribers, but it was just becoming too much of a distraction, so it needed to be done, and I don't regret it. But now let's fast forward until June of 2018. Sarah and I had been making some vlogs, because I still had my personal vlog channel, but Sarah and I got to the point where we wanted to run the YouTube channel together. She wanted to make Let's Plays, and I wanted to go back to doing more creative projects again. So that's what we did. But instead of making a new channel, we decided to simply turn my vlog channel into Flipsider Entertainment. It would be a home for any and every video we really felt like making. So slowly, over the next several months, we started putting out new Let's Plays, along with re-releasing some of the old videos from Flipsider films and Flipsider games. We also doubled down on the dinosaur content, releasing more and more dubs, Dinos React,
Whoa, look at all them artichokes!
and even new series like Dinosaur Death Battles.
Welcome to the flip side. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Sarah.
Butter your babies and change your toast because Dinosaur Death Battle starts right now.
The main focus of our channel was that we would be creating God-honoring content that was family-friendly, but still funny and enjoyable for any age. Sarah keeps me accountable and is always reliable to keep me in check, which is something I really do need. Eric, Sarah's brother, joined us for a couple Let's Plays. I'm the only one rooting for you guys. You two over there with all your self-deprecating humor, and I'm trying to build y'all up.
I am kinda self-deprecating. Or self-defecating?
Eric's definite. No.
No, not self-defecating.
No.
If you self-defecate on my couch, I'm not gonna be happy. And Monty even came up to record some videos with us as well.
Ow!
Oh, look at the crown.
You just killed me!
It's a beautiful crown. Sarah and I genuinely had so much fun making videos together this year. And honestly, couldn't believe how quickly my former vlogging channel grew. We gained over 34,000 subs in 2018 and gathered in over 10 million views, which was pretty awesome. See, I took a leap of faith by deleting my main YouTube channel in January of this year. But by the end of the year, this new Flipsider Entertainment channel had already grown to surpass that old channel, and it was no longer a distraction in my life, but instead, it was something that Sarah and I looked forward to doing together. 2018 was an amazing year. It was our first year being married, and we learned and experienced so much together. We had to say goodbye to Kira, my dog I grew up with. We had our big reception to celebrate our marriage with our family. We went on our honeymoon to Disneyland. And we adopted a puppy, but realized we weren't quite ready for that responsibility, so we had to rehome him, which was a tough lesson for us. But all in all, it was an adventure from January to December, and it's the year that Flipsider Entertainment was truly born. So here we are, 2019. After 7 years of making YouTube videos and a whole lot of changes, we finally landed on something that feels right. Our presence on YouTube has changed so many times up to this point. Sometimes they were small changes and other times big ones. And who knows, maybe the future holds more changes in store for us. Only time will tell. But that's what I've always loved about my YouTube journey. My content has always reflected who I was at the time and what was truly important to me. The YouTube channel goes as I go. There isn't anything fake here. I'll always be the same genuine, heart-on-my-sleeve guy I've always been. My goal is not to take over the world with an army of Flipsiders. It's simply to inspire others to be the best they can be. To make people laugh and to bring some joy to an often joyless world. And to show people the amazing peace, joy, and excitement that a life given over to Christ can bring. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I'll continue to make them, and I have no doubt I'll continue to document them for the world to see, in hopes that Flipsider Entertainment will not only be a place where people can share a laugh, but a place where people can grow and become better versions of themselves. Sarah and I have so much new, fun content planned for this year, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. Genuinely, thank you all for taking part in this journey with us. It's been a crazy ride, and who knows what the next 1,000 videos will bring. But thank you guys for taking this trip down memory lane with me, and I will see all of you guys on the flip side.